Hey everyone, welcome to the beginner breakdown video for Mature in King of Fighters 14. In this video I'm going to show you the basics of how to play Mature, that way you can get right into the game, start playing, beating up your friends. This video is intended more for beginners or players that are pretty bad at figuring out new characters. And so with that, let's get started. Alright, first things first, let's go over 4 normals. Here's light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. Heavy kick right there. So, light punch, you probably know the routine if you watched a couple of these. Pretty common thing, whiffs on crouchers unless they're a big body, and if they do block, if you get somebody to block it though, it is a little bit plus on block, and it is special and super cancelable, and then it goes pretty far. It's pretty good and it's plus. Light kick goes further than light punch. It's a little bit negative though. You can't super or special, you can't special cancel it, but you can super cancel it. So it's a pretty good poke. It won't whiff on crouchers, which is great. So that might be your go-to poke, and it's not a bad max mode button to use. And by that I mean, like, say somebody whiffs something really stupid and you need to hit him with something that goes far and really quickly. Light kick's not bad. You can do something like that, you know, and then go into a combo after that. And then our heavy punch button, this goes pretty far forward. It's pretty solid. It's a little bit negative on block, which you cannot super or special cancel it. It's a pretty okay max mode button cancel. You know, go into something like that, but a little bit quicker, so it combos. So it does have that advantage that it goes pretty far forward. And then a heavy kick goes really far. It'll whiff a lot on crouchers though. You don't have to worry about that with heavy punch, by the way, with far heavy punch. So unless they're a big body, that'll whiff. It is pretty negative on block, but it does push you back pretty far away though, so it does have that going for it. It's not a bad anti-air if you space it right. Yeah, see, it goes pretty far, so it's not bad if you hit it preemptively. And then heavy kick is not super or special cancelable either. Then next, let's go over close normals: light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. So close light punch, this right here, is close to even on block. It's pretty good. It can be blocked standing or crouching, and you can special cancel it, and you can super cancel it as well if you there you go. So you can special cancel it, super cancel it. It's pretty good. And then close light kick is 2 hits, and one interesting thing about that, it doesn't look like it, but it is a low. So you can it's a pretty good button, I think. It's a little bit negative on block though. So if it gets blocked and you don't special cancel it, be sure not to hit any buttons afterwards. Then because it's 2 hits, you can special cancel or super cancel either hit. So if you do the first hit, you know, you can hit them afterwards with a special move. And if you wait till the second hit, you can use that whole time to buffer in the special command. Just like that right there. The pushback on close light kick is really negligible. So unlike, if you remember some of the other characters like K-Dash, and pretty much everybody on that team had like a 2-hit heavy punch, and on the second hit, if you canceled it, it pushed you really far back. You don't really have to worry about that as Mature. It's still good. You can wait till the second hit. Same thing for super canceling it. And then her heavy punch, this close heavy punch, is special and super cancelable. It's not a bad go-to. It is pretty negative on block though. You can definitely punish it. Anything that goes far, you know, can punish it, and that's quick. So like her far heavy kick is able to punish it. So if you're going to be using that, be sure to special cancel it into something to make it a little safer. If you block both standing or crouching, and then heavy kick is 2 hits, and that can be special or super canceled as well. So you can do it on the first hit, you can do it on the second hit as well, and it'll combo. There's very little pushback to it as well, like I went over with her light kick, which makes it great for combos. You don't have to worry about being pushed back too far and having to adjust your combo accordingly. It is pretty negative on block though, so you got to remember that. If you're going to be canceling that, if you're going to be using that, make sure to cancel it to make it safer. Next, let's go over crouching normals: light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. So light punch can be blocked standing or crouching. It does go pretty far, and it is special and super cancelable. So you can cancel on whatever you need to, and same with supers. And then light kick is actually a little bit positive on block. It goes further than light punch. It is a real low, so they do have to block that crouching. But you can't special cancel it, but you can super cancel it if you wanted to. It's a pretty good button to start opening them up people low, and then you can do like, let's just say you can do like one light kick into standing light kick. That 2 hit right there. So all 3 of those hits are low, and then you can, you know, cancel that a little quicker than that, so it combos. But and then her crouching heavy punch, this right here, is a really wicked good anti-air. It'll even hit a little bit behind her too, if like it crosses up. It hits really high up too, as you saw. It's really good. So that's, like I said, that's pretty good for like for heavy kick, but you can just stick to crouching heavy punch. It's really good. It's it can be blocked crouching or standing, and it is special and super cancelable as well. So you can do that into whatever you need. It is pretty negative on block, but it does push back pretty far though, especially if you throw it from a little bit further away. Like look how far I am now just after that. So that means the punishes that the opponent has to do for that have to be pretty particular. It is super and special cancelable, if I didn't already say that. Then crouching heavy kick, sweep, it's pretty okay. It goes, I don't know, it goes not the farthest sweep, that's for sure. It is special and super cancelable, so canceling into like a move like Corsical back and then heavy kick isn't a bad idea, just in case they block it. You can make it a little bit safer and be kind of annoying with it. Next, let's go over jumping normals. Here's light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. They all work as standard jump-ins, so you can get whatever you want off of them. You know, pretty standard stuff. The one thing you want to keep in mind is heavy kick will tend to whiff on crouchers. Like that, so you probably won't be using that for jump-ins a lot. It's not a bad air-to-air though. Like if you know somebody's jumping in the air, you can meet them in the air with that, and it hits pretty far. So jumping heavy punch is not a bad jump in either. And then for short hopping, light punch isn't a bad choice. You can get stuff off of it. Heavy punch, it's same thing. You can get stuff off of either. You can even use light kick if you wanted to, but probably use heavy punch, I would say. Most of your short hop buttons you can't press really early. You have to like time them right to make sure you can actually combo off of it. So unlike other characters, you can't press them really early and have them connect. But she does have a really good other short hop option, which is, so her air, heavy punch, heavy kick in the air, this right here, is pretty good. It's a pretty annoying short hop button. Has a great angle for it, so if they're blocking it, like all of those, it is positive on block, so you can definitely short hop in and harass with that and blows them back. Puts them closer to the corner too. You can meet somebody in the air with that, even though it doesn't look like you can. Yeah, it's pretty good. You can press it early. It's quite good. Alright, next is command normal. She doesn't really have any command normals, but I'll go over her blowback attack, which is heavy punch and heavy kick at the same time. This move right here. This move is pretty fucking amazing. So one reason why she's good. So this is pretty close to even on block. It's really hard to punish. Yeah, like I said, really close to even. You probably can't even punish it. If you're just throwing it out by itself, you know, of course you are negative, so they'll be pressing a lot of buttons afterwards, but it's fucking hard to punish. And look how far it pushes back if you throw it at the tip. So not only is it slightly negative, but look how far it pushes back. You need to have like a really specific badass punish to be able to hit that. They're special and super cancelable. So one really annoying thing that you can do with it is this Corsical back kick move right here. That's the heavy kick version, and then the light kick version is quicker. You can be fucking annoying and then just cancel it anyway into that move to make it, you know, safer. But canceling into the heavy kick version is not a bad idea, because if it lands, you know, you canceled it and you hit them for guaranteed damage. And this move is special and super cancelable, so you can do stupid nonsense like, you know, cancel that into super and it'll all combo. And you can even do the Climax super. It's really good, and then that move is plus on block. So like, there is a gap though, so I'll show you. Like that. So if you have an invincible reversal, like that move, you can go through it and hit her, but you have to kind of be aware of what's going on. But if you're just like pressing buttons too, like you block it, you know, you might get creamed because of that. So that's a pretty amazing option. So definitely be doing that if you're playing this character. That thing is really fucking annoying. I love it. And then quickly go over throws. Forward throw, the awesome finger wag, I love it. I really like this character. Always play this character. And then back throw. Back throw is a hard knockdown, so you can use that if you need to keep your pressure going. Let's go over special moves next. She has forward, down, down, forward, and then punch. So if you input light punch, she does this. So she kind of flies through the air. That's more or less the angle right there. In the heavy punch version, changes the angle. She goes further. And then if you hit either punch while she's in the air, she'll do a slash attack like that. And if you're already too low to the ground, like about a little bit before she does that flip, so she can land on her feet, you can't hit any button anymore. You can mash it and nothing will come out. So there's a height restriction to where you can hit that button. So the light punch version of it is a little bit close to even on block. I think it's just slightly negative. So if you hit it, you know, if you hit them with it, you know, you push them back, you do damage. The heavy punch version of the leap, if you hit that, the higher up you are when you hit the button, you make them block it, the more negative it is, and then it gets a little closer to even if you hit them lower to the ground with it. Like if you hit the button as late as you can, which is it requires some practice, like around right there, I would say. And of course these can cross up to make them even more annoying. Like that, crossed up. And then you can hit them afterwards too. You can get like, if you cross them up, you can even get like you can even do like a super afterward, or like Climax super. And then the EX1 in particular is really good. It's invincible. It's like really slightly negative on block. Makes her as an anchor really, really annoying. Because you can just be like, and then just do it again and just be a big jerk about it. She's if there's one thing I would describe this character as, that she's a huge jerk. Fun though. Oh, and the light punch and heavy punch version do the same amount of damage. EX does the most damage. I almost forgot to mention all those flying moves I just went over. They can all be blocked standing or crouching. Anyway, the next move she has is crossover back and then a punch. Looks like that. Light punch is pretty much the same thing. And then the EX1, I'll show that off in a sec. Those have follow-ups to them. It's the same input, crossover back, punch, and then you can do two more, crossover back, punch, then crossover back, punch, and a whole combo. Each slash in the sequence is 3 hits, so total of 9 hits if you land all 3. The first hit, so this is her most basic combo ender, right? You can just go into the whole thing for a decent chunk of damage. You just have to learn the timing. The first hit of it is negative, so if you cancel into it, it is negative. It pushes back a little bit. As far as I know, I don't think it's punishable. If it is punishable, it has to be really, really particular. And then the second hit of it is a lot more negative. That's definitely punishable. And the third hit is super negative, and that's the easiest one to punish. You can also super cancel them, and you want to super cancel it before the 9th hit, because if you pay attention, on the 9th hit, they're airborne. So you got to cancel on the 8th hit. Like so. That way they're still on the ground and you get the full animation for your supers. And the EX1 is pretty negative on block every single hit of it, and it's more hits and it does more damage. I'll show you what the sequence looks like in a sec. The timing, I think, it feels a little faster too for the sequence. Like that. So it does more damage, like I said. The timing of the sequence feels a little faster. The next special move she has is cortical back and then either kick. Here's the light kick one. It's pretty quick. It only goes so far. And then the heavy kick version, she'll run forward before slashing. And the EX one is really quick, and then that's what it looks like. So the light kick one is the quickest one, and you can combo into it, and you can also super cancel it. Just like all the other ones you can super cancel as well, except the EX one. So the light one is the quickest one, which makes it the most easy one to combo into. And it is a little negative on block, so you can punish it. The punishes have to be pretty particular though. Like that. So you have to be pretty quick, and you have to be pretty on point to punish that. And then the heavy kick version of it is pretty good. It is, so like I said, the other one is punishable, a little negative on block. The heavy kick one is actually positive on block, so if you land it and you make them block it, you're right. Not only are you right next to them, but you're positive, so you can definitely hit buttons afterwards. And continue your annoying mature pressure. You can try comboing into it, but there is a gap, and like I showed earlier, if you watch the section where I went over her command normals, there is a gap in between whatever button you press and when you cancel into the hard kick version of that move. And so if a person's mashing on like an invincible reversal, like an uppercut or something, they can definitely hit you out of that gap. If you got the opponent scared of pressing buttons, or if they're not aware, you can definitely abuse that. And then the EX version, so the other two can be blocked standing or crouching, and the EX one has to be blocked low. That's a low. It comes out really quick. It's really negative on block, but if you do land it, you can combo into it too, by the way, because it's so quick. But if you do land it, you can juggle them afterwards. So yeah, you can juggle them with like pretty much any of the supers. You can do like the Climax super, or you can do her that grab looking super that she has. You can do this super as well, and get, I think, almost all the damage from the whole thing, I think. And then also all of these hits are super cancelable. Like I said, even the easiest one to super cancel is the heavy kick one, because it's 3 hits. So as long as you cancel by the 3rd hit into whatever you want, you can make it combo. Next move she has is core circle forward, then half circle back, then either punch. Here is light punch. And so it is a projectile, a pretty big projectile too. Light punch goes pretty slowly across the screen. Heavy punch goes a lot quicker. So you can follow the light punch version of it if you throw it from really far away on the screen. The EX version is the slowest one. You can easily follow that one from a lot of points of the screen. And the EX one does the most damage. It does pretty decent chip damage too. And if you follow one of the slower ones, say like the EX one for example, or if you throw one of those out, you can follow it up with something like that and, you know, slash them like that for a good chunk of change for damage right there, and a good chunk of chip damage as well. Also, if the X1 lands, they're kind of like juggled there for a couple hits of that fireball, so you can hit them afterwards with one big thing and juggle them and get damage off of it. I think you might even be able to get like a super afterwards as well. Yeah, you can hit them with in like any of the supers. It's pretty good if you get them to land in it. And also, it's a little bit difficult to jump. You have to like, you can't short hop over it. You have to actually jump over it. Now for super she has this core circle back, half circle forward, and then a kick button. Look like that. She'll always throw the opponent all the way to the wall that she's facing. She'll go all the way across the screen. So just to illustrate that point. Yeah, so it's always a wall carry. And then the same thing with the EX one. The other super she has is core circle forward twice and then punch. And then the EX one. And then her Climax super is core circle back, half circle forward, and then both punches. If you want to cancel a super into another super, you have a lot of liberty in how you want to do it. You can cancel in any direction you want. So if you're canceling this, you can cancel it into, ideally you want to cancel it on that 5th hit. You can cancel it before, of course, into that super, and then that super you can also cancel it. You just want to cancel it as soon as like she slams them against the wall and explodes, like that. So you get the full damage. And you'll get the full animation. That's all the damage. It doesn't look like it because she's juggling them, but the same thing applies with Climax super. Cancel that by the 5th hit. And the same thing applies with this super, same rules. Cancel it as soon as, she slams against the wall and explodes. There's some combos that help get you started. Her close buttons are pretty easy to use, so you can go into that sequence for all 3 hits, and then you can super cancel that before the last hit. So that's not a bad one to start off with. You can start off with heavy kick if you wanted to as well. Just remember that's more negative, but you can do that as well. So I would start with that, and then like from low you can do like light kick, light punch. It's a special cancel. Do that a little bit quicker though. I didn't make a combo right there. And then another easy one you can do is like crouching light kick and the standing light kick, so you can get that 2 hits, and then special cancel that like that. So those aren't bad places to start with. You know, you got your low opener and you got your your close openers. And what else? Oh, and then be sure to use this annoying thing a lot. It's a heavy kick, run and slash, or whatever that move is called. And then try to be aware if you land it or not, because if you do land it, you can definitely get a super off of it. It's really easy. I forgot the input already. I said it's easy and then I forgot all the inputs. Like something easy like that. So because of this, she's a really good anchor. She just does a lot of damage pretty easily off of things that are pretty safe like that. And then, you know, this is plus, so be using that a lot. Alright everyone, thanks for watching my mature breakdown video, beginner breakdown. A little bit of a shilling time. If you found this video useful, if you learned something or any of the videos, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more subscribers definitely is some nice motivation to keep putting these out. Not holding them hostage, still gonna make them regardless at my own pace, of course, which at this rate seems to be about 2 a week, 3 if I'm just like a workaholic during the week and feel like putting out more. So definitely look forward to that. You might have seen some Bloodborne videos being popped up on the channel. That's more for me to produce some stuff that's pretty low effort in terms of editing, because these take a while to make, dude. It takes me a bit to research the character in training mode and jot down some notes and edit the whole thing as well, since I want to keep it below 30 minutes per video if I can. So the Bloodborne things are just to make my channel look a little more active. So check those out. Maybe you're into that thing. They're pretty okay. Anyway, so thanks as always. Let's go to member select. So next up is the 3rd member of Team Yagami, Vice, and the last character for season 4. Are we on season 4? Yeah, I think we're on season 4. So look forward to that, and be sure to pay attention to that video. There might be a hint as to which team is coming up next after that. Fun. Could I have said that more sarcastically? Anyway, thanks for watching as always, and have a good one.